Kia ora koutou and welcome to our very first episode of WoW Live. Yay! We're here to showcase the incredible organisations and the people in the Hutt Valley, and they're doing some amazing mahi and they're connecting our community. So a big shout out to the Kākano Fund from Hutt City Council for making this podcast possible. Your support helps us to shine a light on all the amazing organisations in the Hutt Valley. So we're super thrilled today to have Lauren Coe from Hutt City Council in the studio today. Lauren, we can't wait to hear about the work that you do and also how it's shaping our community in the Hutt Valley. So let's dive in. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do, Lauren.
So my name's Lauren. Nice to meet you guys. I am the Programs and Innovation Manager at Hutt City Council. My job is to lift the marginalised voices of our community. We have several communities of interest that we work with, from disabled, rangatahi, LGBT, seniors, disabled, ethnic and migrant refugees, and we also have a focus on Kai. So my job is to create systems change and also programming that uplifts the voice of those communities and improves the well-being in those communities.
Wow, that's awesome. Can I ask you, what actually inspired you, Ben, to take on this role? And what's your favourite thing about this role?
There's a bit of a long answer to that question. My background is in engineering as a geologist in the oil and gas industry.
Okay.
And I went all over the world. It brought me to New Zealand. I ended up starting a business, which I ran for 7 years, and I got robbed by a bunch of youth. They stole $17,000 off me.
Wow.
But I decided I wanted to be part of the solution. So I started working with youth offenders as a youth worker. And I fell in love with community work. I became the general manager of that place, and I realised that I could use my skill set to improve community well-being rather than drive profits for shareholders. So I worked with youth offenders in Taranaki on like a wilderness bushcraft survival course, which was a lot of fun, hard work. We took them out to the bush for 8 weeks.
Wow.
It was fun. And then I moved down here to Lower Hutt, maybe about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I worked for Youth Inspire, garaged.
Okay.
And I was the GM of that place. And yeah, I fell in love with community work. And the opportunity came to work the council as their contracts and funding advisor, which is how this is occurring. And I realised that it was inspirational to be able to have a citywide view of all the fantastic work that's going on in the community. And it gave me the opportunity to be a part of that and really drive meaningful change. So what do I love most about what I do? It's the people. I really love the people. I love making connections. And I love, as I touched upon, I love using my skill set to drive equitable well-being outcomes for those communities. I get a big buzz out of it.
Oh, that's awesome. Your cup gets filmed.
It does, absolutely. My bank account doesn't, but my cup does.
I love it when you said it's the people, it's the Māori proverb, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. I love that.
Absolutely.
So can I ask you, what are some of the key projects or initiatives that you are working on at the moment at the council?
There is so many. I could spend all day talking to you guys. But if
Choose one.
highlight one, we've recently onboarded a rangatahi community facilitator, which is something that came out of the long-term plan. And the job of this person is to work with rangatahi in the city. For me, having a background in youth work, rangatahi is a passion area of mine, but youth are the voice of our future. So we have a fantastic work plan for my new facilitator to uplift the voices of rangatahi, get them involved in the civic engagement process, and then help them understand how council works, how politics works, and really uplift those voices of the young people so they can have a meaningful voice in their community. At the moment, the demographic of people who vote, for example, in local or national elections is a certain older demographic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I personally would love to see the voice of our community represented in the people that are running and also represented in the voter turnout. I heard an expression to say, and I like it, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you've never shared a bed with a mosquito.
Or a flea.
Yeah, or a flea.
I love that.
So yeah, we're called, it's called the Rangatahi Draft Action Plan. It's a plan regarding how I say we can uplift the voices of Rangatahi and particularly get them involved and educated in a civic engagement process. And that's something I'm particularly excited.
Wow. Well, my next question was going to be, how does the initiative help? Well, you've just explained it's getting our young voices, our rangatahi, to start getting out there and make their voices count.
Absolutely.
Right.
Voices count, yeah.
Yeah. And even just what it counts, whatever one, it actually counts.
Apathy is a big problem in the community, and it's not just with Rangatahi, but in particular, Rangatahi don't understand that they can have a voice. And when we speak in Rangatahi, we're speaking up to the ages of 24. So there's a section of adults in here who are eligible to run.
I guess it's, yeah, you're right. I guess because it's so easy to feel small in a big pond.
Yes, it is.
Right. So that's an awesome initiative. I love it. I love that. So can I ask you then, what's one highlight or success story that stands out in your particular role at Hutt City Council?
So within my team, I have quite a few community facilitators. Including myself, we're a team of 8.
Yeah.
I have one particular community facilitator. Her name is Bartul. She is fantastic. I wish I could clone her. She works with our ethnic and migrant and refugee communities.
Awesome.
And she does amazing work to really support and wrap around these people. So I'm proud of her work. So one thing she's done this year is she's built relationships with Mana Whenua to pour for the new refugees into our country, into our land. I love it.
So they're getting a taste of the culture straight away that are coming into New Zealand and being welcomed into our whānau.
Absolutely. She's built a relationship with Waiwha Tumaro and Wizarans, 2 porphyries or new refugees to come to a community to say, hey, welcome. A lot of these refugees have been in refugee camps for 5-10 years, sometimes all over the place, and they've had really, really tough lives. So the work that Bartul is doing, all these marginalised communities, is something I'm very proud of her. It's not my work, I'm just supporting her.
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of what she's doing. So that's probably a highlight for me.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually didn't understand or even know the vast work that Hutt City Council does and the arenas that they work in. So that's really taught me something today. So if anyone wants to get involved and learn more about what the council is doing, and what's the best way to connect with you guys?
Oh, that's a good question. If it's a pothole that you want to complain about, I have a form on our website.
Okay, yes.
If you're part of a more marginalised community, some Spain, Pacifica, Rangatahi, LGBT, etc., there's a few ways. You can either directly contact our contact centre. If you are working with an existing community partner, quite often we have relationships, and you can connect with council that way.
Yeah.
I'm also quite happy to be contacted directly as well, to be honest. I'm quite happy to share my email address. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. We'll make sure to put your details in underneath this video. So if anyone wants to contact you, you'll have all the details. So can I ask you, why do you think collaboration between community organisations and the council is so important?
I feel very privileged with council having a city-wide view of what's going on.
Yeah.
And through working, particularly through the funding role, I've seen dots that can be connected that you guys on the ground who are in the thick of stuff might not necessarily know about.
Yeah.
I always believe council should do stuff with community rather than to community. Community-led development for me is, in some respects, unfortunately, the solution to a lot of the ails of what's going on in society. Central government have a lot of programs, but quite often when you're that far removed from what's going on the ground, you don't necessarily understand what meets the needs of the community. Whereas organisations like Women of Wealth, like Youth Inspire, like English Language Partners, they are working with the people they're trying to serve, and they really, really do know best. So when it comes to collaborating with council, there's a lot of support we can offer. We have our community contracts and funding advisor that can help with funding applications. We can link community organisations together. We can take the voices of these marginalised communities and uplift them and get involved in projects we're doing. So, for example, the new Tanaina Port, we consulted with the disabilities community on that to make sure it's an accessible place to go.
Oh, okay.
Even if a community organisation comes to us and say, hey, how can council help with this? Maybe my team can't help, but we have quite a big organisation within council, and there's a myriad of ways that we can support. But most importantly, I think it's about connecting dots on one very privileged to be in that sort of position where I can.
Yeah, I love that. I guess this is a real shout out to all the organizations around the Hutt Valley or charities that need a bit of help, perhaps just to reach out and find out what is available to them as well. Yeah, so we'll put the details in. Well, thank you so much, Lauren. Can I ask you just one quick fun question? Okay, if you were to describe your role in 10 seconds, how would you do it?
Have you got a stopwatch? My role is about supporting community wellbeing through an equity lens and uplifting the voices of our marginalised communities.
You've done this before, haven't you? Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for being here with WoW Live. It's been an honour having you here. Thank you for taking
I really appreciate its time as well. Yeah, really sure. I love what you guys are doing. It's great. Keep it up.
Well, thank you, Kākano Fund. It's been awesome. I've actually learned so much about what Hutt City Council does and what is available as well. So again, shout out to any of the organisations around the Hutt Valley. Make contact with the Hutt City Council and see what is available. I love that you talked about equity and talking about the cultural, social, environmental aspect of community, because it really is he tangata, he tangata, he tangata.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being
very well. See you today.
All right. Kai kits, everyone. Bye-bye.